There are reports coming out that more women over 40 are becoming moms. So many women are choosing to have their careers and then children later in life.
Do go through a lot of problems when they pass their 40s. Some of them start in their 30s. As a mother, you have to prioritize yourself. If you don't prioritize yourself, you actually be burnt out.
You mentioned earlier that you prefer food over supplements, right? Can you explain why food is more important?
If you know how to listen to your body can tell you what's wrong with you. What I didn't realize as well is the older you get, your hormones is all over the place. There's nothing wrong with being in a plateau.
For a mom that's listening right now who feels completely stuck, what is the single most important first step that you think she can take to start her health journey? Welcome to another episode of Busy Moms Get It Done podcast. I am so excited for you to join us today. Before I introduce the guest, I have a favor to ask, and that is pretty simple. If you like my content at all, please subscribe on the YouTube. Please like on the Podbean and wherever you're listening from. Please leave a review and please share with your family and friends. To welcome today's guest, her name is Miss Fatet Anderson. She is a fitness expert that helps middle-aged women lose 30 to 40 pounds. She specializes in helping women shed body fat and rediscover the experience. So thank you so much, Ms. Fatet, for joining me on today's podcast. So although you mainly work with women over 40, I find this episode important because there are reports coming out that more women over 40 are becoming moms. So many women are choosing to have their careers and then children later in life. For all my moms, please leave a comment down below as to the age you had your children, and if it's over 40, share how that process go. So Ms. Fatet, I want to start off by asking you a question I asked all my guests, which is like, what was your motherhood journey like? What did you expect motherhood to be? And then what was the reality?
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for having me here, and I really appreciate this. Yes, and I realize a lot of women these days are actually leaving their motherhood quite late, not early. In my case, my motherhood was quite early because, as you know, I am 53 at the moment now. So I'm not a new mom. I'm an old mom.
You look
which,
great. You look great.
which,
You look
there you go.
great.
So that the secret is all in how I was treating myself until I'm now 53 and my son is now 28. So you can
Wow.
imagine what the journey that I went through until I realized that's why I actually started doing this, just to encourage women basically my age up from 40 going, to kind of encourage them to take care of themselves because they are number one.
Mm.
So my journey was, as my journey, I didn't really know anything about women, or I didn't know anything about how the strategy is about women, hormones, and what they're supposed to do. I was all just excited that I'm going to be a mom, but at the same time overwhelmed that what am I going to expect? What am I going to do? Yet again, I was a busy mom as well. I was working. So I was wondering, how am I going to shuffle between work and having a baby? So I was like, in between the two of them, I was like wondering, is this going to take up my time? Will I be able to take care of my baby? Will I be able to work at the same time and my family? But yet again, I just let it go and let it flow. But one thing that I realized that um, as a mother, you have to prioritize yourself. If
Mm.
you don't prioritize yourself, you actually be burnt out in terms of, because you have your family, that would be your husband or your spouse, your kid, and work at the same time. What we don't realize is we realize that we are always working and we leave ourselves last. We're always prioritizing our family or our kids. There's a term that we always use that when you're on a plane, they always tell you to take care of yourself before you take care of whoever's around you. But in these days, we don't do that. We are overworking and overburning ourselves that we don't realize that we're working so much that, okay, we cannot say no, but it's okay to say no. So in my journey, that I realized that what I used to do in when I was in my 20s did not work after I had my kid. I struggled a little bit with burnt out and weight gain because I was not prioritizing myself. I was just overworking and I was a workaholic. So it was actually weight gain and burnt out. until later in life I realized that I have to take one step at a time and schedule myself and prioritize myself first.
And so when did that light bulb click when you were like, "Oh, this is too much. There something has to change." What were you going on at that time? Because you mentioned like you were gaining weight. Have you always like because I know that, I'm used to like being overweight, but like if I'm not like, if I'm not careful, I
Yeah,
have to be careful for
yeah,
it
yeah,
not to happen. And so like now is when I'm like, okay, I'm done breastfeeding my third. I'm
yeah,
like, "Okay, we can go back to it now," right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
for that works for me, but some people, like, they're just not used to it or they're used to it, so it doesn't click to them that maybe something is wrong. So what was that process like for you?
Yeah. The process for me was I actually didn't realize because I was not the type of person that, okay, I will eat junk food or eat
Mm,
anything. I was like healthy, but
okay.
forgetting that healthy too can make you like
Mm,
put on weight and not realizing that you're not eating properly and you're not eating what is necessary for your body. And especially when you work a lot and you're not taking care of yourself, you'll be totally burnt out because you're not eating the right food and you're not doing the right thing for yourself. And especially running after the kids and doing all sort of things and brain fog and all that. And what I didn't realize as well is the older you get, your hormones is all over the place. And in my days, it was so difficult to kind of mention women do go through a lot of problems when they pass their 40s. Some of them start in their 30s, but when you're in your 40s, as you're going, your body kind of get you ready until you're 50 because that's premenopause. Funny enough, nowadays people really talk about premenopause, but that in my case, it was the menopause getting me ready, thinking that if I eat healthy, I'll be fine. When I hit 45, it was like, I'm eating healthy. What's my problem? Why am I still gaining weight? And I was feeling that my weight is not budging. Before I would just walk around, jump around, dance and do all sort of things. And then, oh, my weight is gone. But not realizing that though I'm eating healthy, there are certain things that how I'm eating it is my lifestyle. I needed to do a bit of tweak with my lifestyle till it clicked that, oh, it's because of my hormones. So when I
mhm.
was 45, that's when it actually clicked to me that I need to do something about my health as a woman.
Does that mean that you had always been, like, fit? Because you help women over 40, so you focus on the over 40 range, right? So had you always been, like, prioritizing, like, exercise and working out, and you just tweaked it when you got to that 40 age range?
Yes, yes. I was always active. I was always
Mhm,
watching what I eat, but not realizing though you watch what you eat and you're exercising, you're sort of like energetic, but it still gets to you. You need to know what to put in your body in terms of nutrition and how to exercise because our hormones plays a big, big, big role in women's health. So it's very, very important how we eat, how we exercise, during just as like your lifestyle, you have to be careful how you're prioritizing yourself. Not just okay, I'm healthy and I'm eating healthy, or I'm exercising, I'm fine. There are certain things that you have to really do, especially muscle. For us, the older we get, we really need to put on muscle more. And I was the type that, oh, I don't want to go bulky, kind of always.
mhm,
If I lift heavy, I don't want to go bulky. I don't want to go bulky. So I was against lifting weights. I was
mhm,
always like, I love my aerobics, my dancing, my steps, and all that sort of activities, but not realizing those activities won't really get to my goal, like in terms of tone body, muscle, look in the shape that I want to look like. But you sometimes could lose weight, but it's not sustainable. And then you might drag your face will look older. You're not looking more younger because you are draining yourself with cardio, with a lot of cardio. Meanwhile, you can be lifting weights and lifting weight will tone your body, make you look good, and you're eating the right food because the more we eat, the better it is for us, but eat the right way, not eat anything. Some people think just eating salad and chicken little, that's the goal that I've lost weight, but that's not the case. And we live in a very busy life that if you're on a diet, does not work because you will fail. But if you go on a
mm.
lifestyle, if you change your lifestyle, that's forever until whenever. I mean, it's a lifestyle, it's a change. So you can eat anything, but it's how you eat it.
I wonder because you're focusing on hormones and you're focusing on lifting weight, right? What is
Yes.
your advice? How do you kind of combine the two? What are the types of food that you suggest to your clients? You need to eat this in order to make sure your hormones are working together. And I've heard about lifting weight, like I said, I'm always trying to make sure that I'm watching myself. So I've heard about like, lift heavier, progressive overload and stuff like that. Is that what you also recommend to your clients as well?
Yes, 100%. And in terms of food, is protein. We have to prioritize our protein intake. 100%. A lot of us are afraid of eating carbs, and we should not be afraid of eating carbs because carbs is one of the energy source of how we interact and we work, we move around. So if you're going to be lifting weight, you should eat your carbs, and don't deprive yourself from eating carbs, but it's how you eat it. I have the rules of, if you have 30-30 rule, in terms of like you have your plate. If you have the portions in your plate, so protein 30-30-30. So basically your plate should look like a rainbow. Protein, fat, and vegetables. So that's how it should look like. The reason why is if you eat just too much carbohydrate and the synthetic carbohydrate, that's where the sugar comes from. So that's where you put on weight. So if you teach your body to eat more protein and more fiber, your body will learn how to burn its own fat in your own body. So it's easy to burn fat, but it's not easy to burn is it glucose, the sugar intake. So you have to kind of control your sugar intake, and then you'll be fine. So it's hormones again, because with women, our hormones is like, it's like a headless chicken. If you cut a chicken's head, it's all over the place. You don't know when, because there are so many symptoms that comes with hot flashes, itchiness, itching, your hair falls, mood swings. There are so many things, but at the end of the day, taking care of yourself and eating right is not going to stop the symptom, but it will help. So I would recommend that you do that naturally than taking any supplements.
I find that interesting because obviously you kind of recommend like a moderate overview, like you just mentioned, like the 30-30-30. Have you
Yes.
also had clients who have come to you and said, well, what about, like the carnivore diet or the keto diet or, just, staying away or fasting? What about things
Yeah.
like that? What are your thoughts on things like that for your clients that you work with?
Yeah. Okay. The carnival, the fasting. I'm not against the keto and the carnival, and however works for you should work for you. But for my opinion, fasting is fine, because fasting is just a timing. It's just like when you're sleeping, because when you're sleeping, you're fasting, you're not eating. So your body is resting. It needs the break. Then you wake up again and you eat. Your body does not know breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The breakfast, lunch, and dinner is a myth. It's created by advertising. Say breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So basically, if for me, for example, when I wake up at 6. I really wake up early because of my structured days. So by 10, let's say 11. So I work out 11. So from 12, that's my open window. So 12 till probably, let's say 6 o'clock, I sometimes don't eat. So depending how I fast, that's how my program is, that's how my body is used to it. It doesn't mean whatever works for me will work for somebody else. The reason why I will say keto and the carnivore diet, it's not it's not sustainable. Because for example, you go somewhere, is it only steak that you're going to eat? Some people can't really eat steak. If you eat steak, something goes wrong with your body. And you can't just eat steak on its own, because there's so many varieties that you have to eat that you be like, okay, I'll do that for a month, 2, 3. After that, I'm fed up of this, eating this all the time. You really have to be not motivated or consistent. Consistent is part of it, but you have to be disciplined. It's a matter of being disciplined. So for me, lifestyle is better. Fasting and lifestyle is better than going through a diet. It's unfortunately that we call our eating diet, which is not supposed to be diet. It's supposed to be way of life, how we eat. So I don't have any issues with all the diets, because I don't want to offend anyone, but probably what works for you. you should do that. But my recommendation for something which is sustainable for you to last longer is either the fasting is your lifestyle. Again, lifestyle is number one, and how you eat your food, basically, how you cook it.
So speaking of lifestyle, we have like when you work with moms, as we all know, moms often feel like they last, right? We put ourselves last, right? And so
Yes,
like
which
you
is wrong.
mentioned,
Which is totally wrong. You should not put yourself last. It really is a bend out, because when you realize in your kid, you have to be an example for your kids. If
right.
you leave yourself last, your kid is going to learn from you. So you should not leave yourself. You should be number one. What is wrong with giving yourself an hour or two? You deserve it. Why should you say, no, I don't have time for myself? You do have time, because there's so many things that you give priority to. Why can't you give priority for yourself? So if you don't take care of yourself and something happened to you, how are you going to take care of your family? You can't take care
Mm.
of your, because you're sick or something is wrong with you. So let me get strong and be able to take care of my kids, and my kids will be okay. So there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. You should be number one. Then whoever comes after you is priority.
So how do you help moms shift that mindset, right? What do you suggest to them? Do you say, well, how do you suggest they structure their day so that they kind of put themselves first instead of saying at the end of the day, I'm so tired, I don't want to like work out, I don't want to eat healthy. How do you help moms that are your clients?
Okay. This is something that a lot of women in general, they take things too serious. They overwhelm themselves with so many things. If you think of, oh my goodness, this is so much to do, I can't. You're overwhelmed already. Why don't you start from the worst? Let's say, I'll give you an example, 5 things that you need to do. The number one for you is the worst. Why don't I start from the worst and going all the way down to the easiest? So I will take an easy one. I'll just say drinking water, for example. I don't drink water the whole day. Why don't I start with the water first? Have a bottle which is 2 liters. We're entitled to drink 2 liters every day. Every day, 2 liters. That's the maximum. Like, and if you drink more, it's okay. So I have a bottle and I drink. If I drink that the whole day and in the evening it's empty, I know that, oh wow, I've drank that. So you've actually done something right. Oh, that's a win. I've drank my water. Continue doing that all the time. I'll take walking for examples. Your steps should be like 8,000 to 10,000 steps every single day. It's very difficult for somebody who is so busy and family as usual doing a lot of things that to have your 10,000 steps every day. So basically you aim for 8,000 steps every day. Okay, I'll say for example, if you're going shopping, instead of parking your car way at the entrance, park it down and walk to the entrance. If you're with your kids is around, play with your kids, walk around with them, do stuff with them. That's your steps. If you have a phone call, pick up the call, walk around and talk as you're going. Don't just sit there the whole day. So basic stuff. Start slow, gradually, get used to it, conquer it, have a win, congratulate yourself, and then move to the next one. Slowly, you're building your habit. It's all about habit. And don't forget, Rome was not built in a day. So if you're trying to change your habit, it's not going to take you a month or two to change that. It's going to take you the same amount of time that you build your bad habit to actually correct you to have good habits. So one step at a time, just start with something that you're not good at, where you're not comfortable, and then go for it.
I like that. I like the fact that because I feel like we often live in a world where we are interested in quick fixes. And so like you, especially we are when after you have a baby, you're like, you gotta snap back and all of that. So we kind of go at it full force. And
Yes.
you have kind of like this no extreme approach, right? Can you describe more of what your no extreme approach when people are juggling so much?
Well, it should be just basic. Don't over don't overwhelm yourself.
Mm.
And people are so fast in like judging, like, okay, for example, if you want to lose weight, for example, they're thinking about it, oh, it's going to take me 6 months to a year to lose my weight. But why is it when I tell you, oh, I've got a quick fix for you, in 1 week you will lose that weight? whatever cost it takes. You wouldn't even think how much it costs. You will go for it straight away. You will
Mm.
find the money to do it. But if it's going to take you the whole year, you'll be like, oh my goodness, it's going to take me a long time. But yet again, you're not, because it's going to take you a long time, your mind has shifted. No, it's going to take you a long time. So your mind has shifted to, oh, it's going to cost me a lot to do that. But meanwhile, your mind has already gone to the quick fix that is going to take you one week to lose the weight straight away. Oh, I'm going to get that money and I'm going to do it. So basically, it should be non-negotiable. You should always take yourself first and then just go for it and do it.
How do you address the issue of, sleep deprivation, the stress of managing a household, and the constant demands on mom's time, right? Because I can see where you're saying, well, just pick one thing of like, I'm drinking water, right? Right. Or do the simple thing and then add on to it. But what about the stresses of life? How do you help your clients through all of those?
Okay, stresses of life. This is number one. You cannot run away from stress. Stress is always there. There's nothing you can do about stress. All you have to do is expect it. You know, stress is going to come. But if you plan yourself ahead of time, you won't be that stressed to go for it. There is no way in life. If I tell you that, oh, it's going to be 100% throughout, no stress at all, I'll be lying to you. It's impossible to have straightforward 100% life, no headache. No, you're going to have more stress than being happy. But to ease that up, you take one step at a time, plan yourself so you're not too stressed. I'll take myself for example. When I had my child, my son, I was overwhelmed because I was doing too many things at the same time. So I realized, like, it was actually my mom who told me, listen, when your child is asleep, do your work. Don't he's asleep and then you're working. Meanwhile, when he wakes up, then you're also stressed out. So I was timing myself. When my child is asleep, then I sleep with him and rest. Then I organize myself. So I'm always organizing myself a day before. If I need to go to the gym, I pack my gym clothes a day before my bag is packed. Meal prepping, I prep my meals a day before. So it's all organized. For example, if I have like vegetables and stuff, I cut everything, put them in the freezer bags, and put them in the freezer. So all I have to do is pick it up, put it in a bowl, cook it, and I'm done. So if you prepared your mind a day before, you'll be fine. That's all preparation. This is if you want to. You have to know your why. If you don't know your why and you can't be bothered to do it, you'll be stressed all the time. I can't be bothered to do it. Or your body, you're just sending signals that you're uncomfortable. You don't want to do it. Your body is just, it's a survivor. It's just trying to survive because you are giving it the signal. But if you don't tell yourself, I have to do this and I won't be stressed the next day, you'll be fine. So if you prepare yourself for the whole week, you're good to go. So you won't get stressed about it. But it takes time. It's not something that is going to be like over day and like, oh, I'm done and I'm fantastic. It's not going to happen that way. It will take time.
We were talking about hormones earlier, and I think that one of the things that women get frustrated with is the fact that sometimes you're doing the work, you put in the work, but
Yeah.
nothing changes, right?
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
help your clients deal with that disappointment of like, I'm doing the walking, I'm trying everything I can, but it feels like I've hit a plateau. Especially,
Yeah.
I feel like it's harder, like over 40, like it's harder to lose weight, it's
Right.
harder
It is.
to get
It
things
is.
done. So like and you have the up and down. And so
Yeah.
what are the steps that you can say, well, let's get over that plateau. Let's get to our goal.
Yeah. Um, there's nothing wrong with being in a plateau. You have to look at yourself. Am I feeling comfortable? You're good. Am I energetic and I'm running around? I'm good. Am I healthy? I'm good. If I wear the dress and I feel like, oh, the dress looks good, I'm good. The scale, the feeling uncomfortable, if I feel strong, is better you do something than nothing at all. If you do nothing at all, then you're not doing anything. You're rather gaining. You're not getting anywhere. But if you're doing something and you're on a plateau and nothing is happening, but you've done something, just don't give up. Be consistent. Keep going. You just have to keep going because sometimes they do tell me that I've done everything right, but it's not working. But really, I'll promise you, in 1 week, just get a pen and paper and write every day what you do. Every single thing that you do, write it down. You will realize like, oh man, I didn't realize this is what I've done wrong. That is why it's not working for me. There's so many of my clients that I make because they're logging every single thing like, oh, I thought I was eating enough protein, but now I realize I'm not eating enough protein. Oh, I thought I am not doing this, but I'm rather doing it. So, for example, if you're cooking, the oils that you're putting, you're overdraining your cooking. Or let's say instead of you grilling your chicken, you're frying your chicken. So all these little things counts. All these petty little things count. You think I'm doing everything right, but nothing is happening. I promise you, if you're consistent and you're going and you're doing all the right thing, something should happen to your body. If your body still looks the same, but what you're not realizing, you're working from inside out. So it's not going to show out, is you're getting better from in going out. So if your energy is fine, you dress up, you look good, you can still run around with your kids and you're not getting tired, that means you're doing something correct. But if you're not, if you feel like, oh, I'm not right and I'm not, I feel I'm still on a plateau and I'm getting stressed out, that means there is something you're doing wrong. You have to really get a pen and paper, write everything down, because the more stress you're getting, is affecting your hormones as well, because stress is the number one with your health and everything. Stress and rest, those two things are the number one too as well. It's not just eating as well. When you're stressed and you're not resting, it affects your hormones as well.
You mentioned earlier that you prefer food over supplements, right? Can you explain why food is more important? I know that we kind of live in a world where a lot of people they take in a lot of medicines, vitamin this,
Well,
vitamin that. How,
this West,
why,
they want to give more money to the industry of
right?
instead of getting the natural food and eating naturally, is because they're
Yeah.
lazy. They don't want to eat the right things. They always go for the junk food.
But do the supplements help a little bit?
A little bit. I mean, I will say in terms of the vitamin C, the cod liver oil, it depends actually where you live. That can helps. For example, I will say if you live in England, for example, the sun hardly comes out, so you sometimes need the vitamin B. So that's very important. So you can take that supplement. So if you have multivitamins too, it's good. But if you can eat the right food, that is 100%. A lot of people rather order takeout instead of cooking at home because they're lazy. They don't want to cook. So you rather buy takeout and then you rather buy. If you eat the right food, you won't need even protein shake because you're eating the right food and you're not taking too many supplements because you don't really need it. The only thing I'll say that women like us should take in is creatine. Creatine is good for us because of the brain fog, and it's good for our muscles as well. So vitamin C and then the creatine and cod liver oil. Those are the supplement that you should be taking it. But really, really, if you can eat the right food, you cannot you cannot say the right food and supplement. If you look at supplement and you look at food, I'd rather go for food and supplement because it's medicine. Why should I take this whilst the food is right in front of me and I'm eating the right thing? But it doesn't mean that you can actually test yourself and see what your lack of and then take the supplement. Because sometimes we do realize some people overdose themselves with taking supplement. Meanwhile, sometimes you're taking it and you don't really need it. Especially the people who are like vegetarians, because there are some things that they eat, they don't eat. So it can affect their diet, how they eat. So yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask because I know I asked about carnivore before, but there are people who have made it because we have talked about, not thinking about it as a diet, but as a lifestyle. But a lot of people have made a lifestyle out of a plant-based diet,
Yeah.
or just eating fruits and vegetable. Do you
Yeah.
still consider that them being able to get the right supplements and that you think that they are still able to, manage their hormones as they grow older?
Yeah, I mean, because you see, because again, with them, they can take supplement, but they have done it so long that the body is so used to it, so they
Mm.
are okay and they know what the right thing to eat. I know one of my clients before when she was not a vegetarian before, and she became a vegetarian, but she didn't know for the whole like year and a half. She was dizzy, she was fainting, she was not eating right, she was looking sick, she was not eating right until she got the right way of cooking and eating the right things, then she figured out that she was getting much better. But if you just eat salad, that's not being vegetarian. If you just eat just anyhow, because you can get protein from peas, beans, mushrooms. So those are the protein kind of supplement that you can be taking. So if you know your protein intake, you can eat as much as you want from the plant diet as well. And honestly, sometimes if you really look at it, probably the plant-based stuff is even better for as you're even growing old. Because I'll take myself, for example, I can't drink milk anymore. So I rather go for almond milk or coconut milk. But these days, when I'm looking at the almond milk, sometimes it's synthetic, it's got sugar in it. So I tend to, if I can, as much as possible, I do it myself. But then, okay, then I go for soya milk. I look at the ingredients. If the ingredients, I don't understand what is on it, I'm like, okay, then this is not right. But if it's the basic ingredients in it, okay, I can take this. So I take soya milk. So, again, the older we get, there's some things that we cannot take. And then when you're younger, you can take it. So like getting bloated because if you take milk, or if you eat rice, synthetic rice because it's sugar. So all these things you have to, if you know how to listen to your body can tell you what's wrong with you if you listen to your body. Some people don't listen to their body. So if you listen to your body, but the knowledge is good to know, and then listen to your body, how your body reacts. But eating veggies and being a vegetarian, for me, is better than being a carnivore or what do you call keto diet. Sorry to say that. I'm sure people will be like, what the heck?
It's fine. It's fine. No, I love that idea of listening to your body. I think a lot of us, we kind of tend not to do that. So,
Yes.
for a mom that's listening right now who feels completely stuck, what is the single most important first step that you think she can take to start her health journey?
One step at a time.
Mm.
Don't rush into it. If you rush into it, you are not going to be happy and you're going to stop. And take one thing at a time. Again, if you rush, you're not going to be happy and it's not going to be sustainable. So if you just start now than tomorrow, because tomorrow will never come. So start today. When your mind tells you, I want to do this, do it, because you're promising yourself to do it. If you don't do it, then that means you've disappointed yourself not to do it. So start now, not tomorrow. Otherwise, you keep going, a year, 2, 3 has passed and you still have not started. And find your why as well.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Fatet, for your time. I really appreciate it. To end, I would like to play a game of Would You Rather. Is that okay?
A
A
game, what
game of
song?
Would You Rather. So I'm gonna ask you something. Would you rather do this or would you rather do that?
Oh,
And
oh, okay. Okay, let's do this.
okay, so would you rather lift weights for the rest of your life or be a runner and do cardio?
No, lift weights for the rest of my life. No cardio. I don't want
No
to be
running.
and old and saggy. No, I lift weight. I don't still want to look nice and toned.
That's good. So no marathon for you.
No, no, not in my age. No, if I was in my 20s, yes, but now,
Okay.
no, because I'll look all wrinkly and saggy. I don't want to do that.
Would you rather work out for 30 minutes in the morning or 60 minutes in the evening?
30 minutes in the
30
morning.
minutes.
Yeah,
Why 30 versus the longer time span?
because you really, in my age, you don't really need the 1 hour, 2 hours workouts. All I
Mm.
need is push and pull. That's it. I pull and push. Work out the right parts of my body and I'm done. That's all I need. As long as my heart rate goes up and I'm doing the right thing, I'm fine. 50 minutes to 30 minutes, that's all you need. You do not need the 62 hours, 3 hours. Those 62 hours, 3 hours is for people that who are models and bodybuilders, because when they go, they actually use, for example, they work at arms, back, stomach,
Mm.
legs. They're doing different parts of their bodies. But for a normal person, everyday person, this is not something they want to live in the gym because they have other priorities. But if you dedicate 15 to 30 minutes in a day, that's more than enough that you need. You don't need more than that.
So would you rather be able to do 100 push-ups or I already asked this, but you said no marathon or run a marathon without stopping?
No, 100 push-ups. As much as I can until failure.
And then would you rather have your glutes be sore every day or your arms be sore every day?
Oh, that's a question. It's like both of them. I mean, both.
Well,
Both, 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 both. Because when I'm exercising, like Monday is upper body, Tuesday is lower body, so it's like a mixture
okay.
between them. Because when we exercise, we're actually destroying our muscles, and
Mm.
then when we destroy the muscle is repairing itself. It comes out better. So I don't mind getting sore. If I don't get sore, I'm like, I didn't work out today. No, I need to get sore.
Thank you so much, Miss Fatet. How can people get in touch with you? How can they, if they're interested in your program, how can they reach out?
Facebook and Instagram, and LinkedIn as well. So if you like, I can just give you my information and then they can holler at me when they want to. So Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you to our listeners, our audience. We'll see you next week on Busy Moms Get It Done.